Ladies and gentlemen, may I please have your attention? Please have your tickets in hand before you board the plane. Thank you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Johan Castell and you're watching Wings. On the show today, we cover what happened at the Dhwaj ceremony in Ayodhya this week and showcase our top 5 destinations in Rajasthan as the state gears up for a winter tourism rush. Also on the show, how the Japan-China spat affects tourism in Japan and Thanksgiving celebrations in the United States. Let's start. Rajasthan's tourism season has officially begun, and from Jaipur's historic palaces to the golden deserts of Jaisalmer, cities are seeing a sharp rise in travelers. While foreign tourist footfall is still lower than last year, domestic tourism has surged by nearly 30%. What are the top destinations in Rajasthan you should discover this winter? Here are our picks.
The tourist season in Rajasthan peaks between October and December, and this year popular heritage spots are packed with visitors. From sand dunes to opulent palaces, India's largest state is buzzing with festive travel energy. Even though global tensions and border situations have slightly affected foreign arrivals, groups of international travelers are still exploring Rajasthan's art, culture and history, while Indian tourists are arriving in record numbers. So if you're planning a winter getaway, here are 5 places in the land of kings that you can't miss. Often called the Venice of the East, Udaipur is a city where palaces float on lakes and the lush green Aravallis complements the scenic beauty. Lake Pichola with the white marble lake palace is Udaipur's most mesmerizing sight, a place that looks like it's straight out of a fairy tale. The city palace complex rises above the water with grand courtyards, mosaics and terraces that tell the story of Mewar's royal legacy. And on a hilltop, the Monsoon Palace offers sweeping golden sunsets, from its lakes and observatories to the colorful Shilpgram festival. Udaipur is a city where every brick tells a story. In the heart of the Thar Desert, Jaisalmer, the golden city, glows like a mirage. Its iconic Jaisalmer fort is one of the world's few living forts that houses families, temples and bazaars within its ancient walls. Nearby, the Gadisar Lake Laser Show brings the city's history alive with music and light, while the Desert National Park showcases rare wildlife, including the endangered great Indian bustard. From fossil parks to ancient havelis, Jaisalmer is a journey through time where the forts are still alive. The blue city of Jodhpur is where narrow blue lanes meet Rajasthan's grandest fort. Mehrangarh, rising 125 meters above the city, is a fortress of legends. The fort is known for its exquisite latticed windows, carved panels, intricately decorated windows and walls of Moti Mahal, Phul Mahal and Sheesh Mahal. From the pearl-white Moti Mahal to the glass-studded Sheesh Mahal, the fort captures the finesse of Marwar's royal craft. Below the city bustles with markets, temples and lakes that reflect Jodhpur's timeless charm. The capital of Rajasthan, Jaipur, also known as the Pink City, is a masterpiece of planned architecture. Its royal heritage shines through the Hawa Mahal, a palace of winds with 1,000 windows. And the magnificent Amber Fort, a blend of Mughal and Rajput design overlooking Mauta Lake, the city palace, Jantar Mantar Observatory and hilltop forts all come together to make Jaipur a perfect mix of history, science and grandeur. For wildlife lovers, Ranthambore is Rajasthan's wild heart. Once the private hunting grounds of Jaipur's royal family, the park is one of the best places in the world to spot tigers in their natural habitat. Spread across forests, lakes and ancient ruins, Ranthambore combines nature with history, all overseen by the 10th century Ranthambore fort. With leopards, bears, crocodiles and more than 300 species of birds, it's a landscape where every safari feels like a discovery. Whether you're chasing history, heritage or the wilderness, the Land of Kings offers an experience like no other. A place where every city is a story and every visit feels timeless.
The Ram Temple in Ayodhya reached another significant milestone as Prime Minister Narendra Modi hoisted the Dharma Dhwaj during a special ceremony. Elaborate rituals, massive preparations and strong security marked the occasion. We bring you the celebrations from the birthplace of Lord Ram.
Ayodhya woke up to a historic morning, one that blended devotion, symbolism and centuries of collective devotion. The holy city witnessed a grand Dhwaj hoisting ceremony at the Sri Ram Janmabhoomi temple, marking the formal completion of its construction. At the auspicious Abhijit Muhurat on Vivah Panchami, a time associated with Lord Ram and Goddess Sita's wedding, Prime Minister Narendra Modi hoisted the sacred saffron Dharma Dhwaj atop the temple's 191-foot shikhar. The temple complex glowed with floral decorations and vibrant lights while chants of Jai Shri Ram echoed across the premises. Devotees from across India arrived throughout the week, lining up for darshan and seeking blessings ahead of this milestone ritual. Temple authorities explained that Dhwaj Rohan is considered the final ritual in declaring a temple spiritually complete. This ceremony symbolically opens the doors of the temple complex for rituals and ceremonies. Prime Minister Modi described the Dhwaj as a significant marker of India's civilizational resurgence.
आज भगवान श्री राम के गर्भगृह की अनंत ऊर्जा, श्री राम परिवार का दिव्य प्रताप इस धर्म ध्वजा के रूप में इस दिव्यतम भव्यतम मंदिर में प्रतिष्ठापित हुआ है.
Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath described the ceremony as the beginning of a new spiritual epoch for Ayodhya. The flag itself is a feat of craftsmanship, 22 feet long and 11 feet wide, made from parachute-grade fabric built to withstand harsh weather conditions, including winds of up to 60 kilometers per hour. Crafted by 6 artisans in Gujarat over 25 days, it features premium silk threads and is reinforced with a nylon rope for secure hoisting. Its design incorporates 3 sacred symbols. A radiant sun. The sun signifies Lord Ram's Suryavansh lineage. Om represents spiritual energy, and the Kovidara tree, rooted in ancient texts and linked to Ram Rajya, symbolizes harmony and the traditional botanical knowledge. In the days leading up to the event, Ayodhya transformed into a city in celebration. Streets were freshly cleaned, temporary installations were set up and devotional music filled the air around the clock. As the saffron Dharma Dhwaj unfurls against the sky, many see it as the culmination of a long spiritual journey and the beginning of a new chapter for Ayodhya, one that intertwines devotion with the city's cultural and developmental aspirations.
Japan's new Prime Minister, Sanai Takaichi, has barely stepped into office, and already a diplomatic storm is rattling travel across Asia. Her sharp remarks on Taiwan have triggered a fierce backlash from Beijing, sparkling flight cancellations, travel warnings, and a sudden chill in Japan's tourism industry. Tonight, we break down how one political statement has set off a domino effect from the skies to hotel lobbies, and what this means for travelers.
戦艦を使ってですね、そして、
This is Japan's new Prime Minister, Sanai Takaichi. Only weeks into the job, Takaichi broke with Japan's long-standing policy of strategic ambiguity by suggesting that Japan could respond militarily if China were to try to seize control of Taiwan. This infuriated Beijing, which claims the self-governing island of Taiwan must come under its rule. As a result of this, some flights have been cancelled, and although Japan has since tried to de-escalate the spat, China shows no signs of easing its fury. With cancelled official meetings, private exchanges, and advising its citizens not to travel to Japan, the impact is felt in the tourism sector. According to reports, 12 routes from the Chinese mainland to Japan have had flights cancelled this week. Japan has urged its citizens in China to stay alert and avoid large crowds as the diplomatic dispute deepens over Prime Minister Sanai Takaichi's recent comments on Taiwan. The tensions have already prompted Beijing to warn Chinese citizens against traveling to Japan, triggering a sharp drop in Tokyo stocks, particularly in tourism and retail sectors, and causing the postponement of at least 2 Japanese film releases in China. China is Japan's largest source of foreign visitors, with nearly 7.5 million arrivals in the first 9 months of 2025. But since November 15th, an estimated 500,000 flight bookings from China to Japan have reportedly been cancelled, dealing a blow to Japan's tourism industry. Approximately 30% of the 1.44 million trips from China to Japan that were planned for the rest of this year have been cancelled, as several airlines have offered free cancellations.
And now, you see that those people cancel their flights. If you cancel flight, that means that you will definitely not make it. And it's just like, So, that's a story why Japan's hospitality industry, like the theme park, shopping, hotel, they're also worried, anxious, or concerned about the recent statement, because the sharp drop on the flight being cancelled will definitely lead to the cancel on the hotel reservation, or all the same. Yeah, that would be kind of disastrous hit.
So how much can this spat cost Japan in loss of tourism revenue? Well, by the end of the year, it could be between $500 million and $1.2 billion if we estimate Chinese tourists spending in Japan. Chinese visitors to the country usually account for around a quarter of annual visitors, but they spend more than average, as they account for close to a third of total inbound consumption.
In the decision of a tourist, most time they book the ticket first, and they determine their itinerary, and they say that, okay, today I'm going to Disneyland, tomorrow I'm going to Universal Studio, and going to shopping, going to hospitality, going to climb Mount Fuji. It's just a long chain. Imagine that this kind of domino-like structure.
During talks in Beijing, Japan's foreign ministry official Kanai pushed back against China's travel warning, insisting that public order within Japan has in no way deteriorated. In Tokyo's Ginza district, Hong Kong visitor Mike Lam said he hoped both nations would quickly defuse the dispute.
Japan's economy quite depends on tourists. I hope we can all respect each other so that things can improve for Japan, for China, for Hong Kong, and for everyone. Even if the temperature with the Chinese government, I think the friendship will not change. I think we need to respect each other's culture because Japanese people place importance on procedures and rules. I hope China and Japan will both do better in their development, and I don't think we would reject each other.
So what will you do? Well, if you have been dreaming of a last-minute visit to Japan, now might be a good time. With hotels available and tourist sites less crowded, it could make for a good opportunity. And for the Chinese who have cancelled their flight, what will they do? Most likely travel elsewhere, either domestically or to Southeast Asia, driving up the prices as hundreds of thousands of Chinese visitors swarm destinations like Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, South Korea, and Singapore.
This week marked Thanksgiving in the United States, which occurred on Thursday. True to tradition, US President Donald Trump pardoned 2 turkeys, Gobble and Waddle, at the White House, and the country saw a nationwide travel spike.
Thanksgiving is one of the most cherished holidays in the United States. A day built around gratitude, family gatherings, and a shared meal that traces its roots back to the early settlers and Native Americans. Every November, homes across the country come alive with the smell of roasted turkey, pumpkin pies, and recipes passed down for generations. But before millions sit down at their tables, the White House hosts one of America's quirkiest and most beloved traditions, the presidential pardoning of the turkey. Each year, the US president spares a turkey or 2 from the holiday dinner plate, granting them an official pardon, and often sending them to live out their days on a farm or university campus.
On behalf of the First Lady and the entire Trump family, I want to wish all Americans a very, very happy Thanksgiving. It's a great time of the year, and our country is doing really well, economically, like we've never done before. Today, we continue a time-honored American tradition. Well, that's a well-trained turkey. See how happy he is? In a few moments, I will grant a full, absolute, and unconditional presidential pardon to 2 handsome Thanksgiving turkeys. And this is their lucky day. This is a lucky day for them.
What began as a light-hearted gesture has grown into a symbolic moment that marks the unofficial start of the holiday season.
It's like a rather violent bird. Anyway, are you ready? Gobble. I just want to tell you this very important. You are hereby unconditionally pardoned.
And with that moment comes something else, a nationwide travel spike. Thanksgiving is the busiest travel period of the year in the United States. Millions of Americans take to the skies, the highways and the railways to reunite with family. Airports overflow, roads turn into long caravans of holiday travelers, and hotels across the country report some of their highest seasonal bookings. From the pardoned turkey at the White House lawn to packed airports coast to coast, Thanksgiving isn't just a holiday, it's a movement. A reminder that no matter the distance, people will go to great lengths to come home.
In Georgia's remote Caucasus Mountains, a centuries-old heritage is at risk. The medieval stone towers of Upper Svaneti, once built for defense and survival, are now facing a battle against time and the elements.
Sitting high in the mountains of northwestern Georgia, the village cluster of Ushkuli is famous for its striking medieval towers, known locally as koshki. These towers, some over 1,000 years old, were built to protect the Svan people from invaders and harsh winters. Today, they stand as symbols of Georgia's past and as a UNESCO World Heritage Treasure.
It's part of our identity. This is how they lived. Our ancestors likely came here, settled, and began building. They lived alongside these towers. They struggled and they developed. I don't know. It's their history. Their adventures are reflected in these towers. That's why we try so hard to preserve them.
In the village of Merkmeli, many towers are crumbling. Stones have weakened, walls are falling, and restoration work can't keep pace with the damage. Locals say government support is slow and far less than what's needed, as the structures are deteriorating faster than they can be saved.
In recent years, for the past 4 or 5 years, the authorities have been funding the restoration of the towers. Unfortunately, the process is very slow because only small amounts of money are allocated each year. And besides the towers, we also have traditional Svan houses, the machubi, that are damaged and need attention as well. They are gradually collapsing. Every year, some more walls fall apart. So, overall, there isn't as much support as we wish there was.
The village of Chajashi, located just a few kilometers away, is the only one officially listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Its towers are better preserved, but even here, residents worry about the future.
It's damaged. It probably can't withstand the centuries on its own. The stones crumble naturally, but it needs care. It must be maintained in time. The government should help us, they promised us, and hopefully they will fulfill this promise.
In the village of Becho, only 2 medieval towers remain. One of them was saved by restoration work in the 1960s, and today it has become a small but growing tourist attraction.
It is known as a tourist destination. Of course, we have quite a lot of visitors. However, all this is not enough, which is the current situation. The infrastructure needs more development, the arrangement of roads, access paths, and so on, and more tourists will come and more interest will arise.
But preservation isn't the only challenge. As tourism rises, new construction is rapidly changing the mountain landscape. Locals fear that modern buildings, if unregulated, could overshadow the ancient towers themselves.
What is important is to understand how new construction should fit into this landscape and how it should relate to these monuments so that it does not overlap or cover them. Yes, a heritage site can be preserved. It shouldn't be done in a way that modern buildings hide it. The charm of Ushguli is that as you arrive along the road, you see these medieval structures and it delights you. In short, this unique appeal must not be lost.
As Georgia welcomes more tourists each year, the pressure to preserve Ushguli's centuries-old towers only grows. Balancing heritage and development is a complex task, and the government is working to ensure that these ancient guardians of the mountains remain standing for generations to come.
That's all we have for you on the show this week, but we return next week with more. Until then, it's me, Johan Castell, signing off. Goodbye.